We're back. 70s Daydreams, another episode. And today we have a very, very special one. How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? So it's from, I believe, 1970? Is that when this commercial came out?
Yeah. So when I was looking into some research for this one, a lot of the things were saying 1969, but the official website of Tootsie.com says 1970. So
wow.
that's what we're going to go with.
The official website. Mm-hmm. Okay. So a little background. So basically, the whole point of the commercial is to talk about how tasty they are and how you can never only lick the Tootsie Pop. You eventually just have to bite it because it's so good. You could just never fully lick it to fruition. And so he goes around asking different magical animals, how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? And none of them can really give an answer until he gets to the wise owl. And the owl gives an answer that is a little sus, in my opinion. But yeah, so what stood out to you about this commercial?
Really the end part of the commercial where the Tootsie Roll Pops just start to kind of disintegrate and all of the different colors of them. It's very tantalizing.
Yeah.
But also just in general, the style of the animation and how animated the facial expressions and the movements of the characters. Like I noticed with the fox, like he can't keep his head still. Like he's always kind of moving it back and forth. And then there's the wise owl at the end where he has his eyes shut and then they like pop open and there's like these like popping type of movements that happen throughout. And how about you?
Yeah, like his eyes, it almost like went up like a blind or like like blinds or shades. And I also really liked the elephant. It was the elephant's like mouth and teeth. It was just very like...
Oh, that was the cow, I think, in the beginning.
Oh, the cow.
Yeah.
Yes, the cows. Mm-hmm. I really like the cow's sort of exaggerated, sort of frenetic, sketchy look. And I mean, this one has a similarity to the point in some of its like design style.
Definitely.
Like very liney. So everything is like white except like the backgrounds, which is like this tie-dye, like, what was it like? Was it
like watercolor looking?
Yeah, like a
almost.
watercolor. Yeah, it was really pretty. It was very almost like meditative. I don't know. Like it's a commercial, but it's very like slow. Not slow, but I like the pacing. It's not jumping out at you. It's just right.
Yeah, definitely good pacing in that one. And the main character, this kid, you were referring to, that there's similarities to the Point. So he is the voice actor in the Point. The Count's son, who's that little bully, is the same voice actor as this one. And it's actually Buddy Foster, who is the brother of Jodie Foster. So that is the voice actor. And then there was another famous actor that I think you had talked about named Paul Frees. That was for the Fox, and he reminded you of
Boris from Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like the Fox because he was sort of like this cool like hep cat. You know, he had like his shades on, sort of similar to like the Rock, the Stone Man.
Yeah, character in the Point.
Yeah, he sort of I don't know, just like a lot of like slang and really kind of easygoing. And then, I mean, I think my favorite character is probably the owl, though, just because such an iconic design. And I guess, I don't know, I feel like we've always like associated owls with like being wise and, educational and everything. But even the wise owl cannot resist the goodness of a Tootsie Pop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I liked the turtle myself. That the grandpa figure of the bunch. And kind of like when the kid approaches the turtle too, his head's like hanging low, like he's barely surviving, and he perks up to talk to him for a second, and then so I've never made it without biting.
I also like how the last line he says something about like you can't. One thing I don't like is a smart owl, and I was like, oh wow, a little risque because like smart ass, smart owl.
Yeah, definitely.
I thought that was
well, and that ending is a little bit different from from other versions of it. Like the one that I grew up watching, the owl bites down and then hands back the kid an empty stick, and then the kid frowns, and then that's the end of the commercial until it gets to the melting Tootsie Pops at the end. So when I was looking it up, there were 3 iterations at least of the commercial. One is 15 seconds, one 30 seconds, and one 60 seconds, which is this one, the original one. And it also said that this commercial is still running to this day. So I mean, good God, like that is a long run, and they were doing something right with it, to have that kind of staying power.
I really hope they don't like try to update it. Like, sometimes they'll like update like logos and things and like make them more minimalist or something. And I wouldn't want to see a more minimalist version of that owl. I mean, it's already like pretty like bare bones.
Yeah, it really works. So I think in the beginning you had said something about, nobody can ever get there to the end, and that's the whole shtick. But there have actually been some scientific studies,
oh, pray
which you
tell.
you can read about on Tootsie.com. Several universities and one junior high school with different versions of of the licking happened. So there was machine versions, and then there were human test versions. Purdue University was 364 licks with a licking machine and 252 by 20 students. And then we have Bellarmine, I think, University in Louisville. So they had 130 participants, and that was an average of 175 licks. And then University of Michigan with a machine is 411. And then a junior high school also did it with their kids, so that's 144. And that's a wildly huge range. We're going anywhere from 144 to 411 licks, depending, who is doing the licking, and, if it's a machine or a person. And so it has been done at this point.
Yeah. I'm assuming when you say like, oh, they had like 20 students, I'm assuming like they each have their own lollipop.
Right. Yeah.
And they're not each taking individual licks on one lollipop.
At least one of the universities has like a PDF like research paper on their website with, a hypothesis and a conclusion and all of this. And they even do it by gender, which is strange to me. Like, what licking by gender. And then, you have to wonder, like, what does that imply if that's how you're breaking it apart? But interesting. So yeah. One other funny tidbit that I came across was that the Tootsie Roll Pop was invented by a man who worked for the Sweets Company of America, and Tootsie Rolls were already a thing. So he had a Tootsie Roll in his mouth and then licked a lollipop. And that's where he came up with the idea, because the two of them tasted so good together. So
I'm loving it.
Yeah.
Sort of some weird taste synesthesia going on. Or I guess those are both the same sense, but yeah, that's pretty interesting. Yeah. Me personally, the sour apple is probably my favorite.
Oh gosh, I don't know if I could choose. I really like the chocolate one. I don't know. There was something about the two kinds of combo together, but that were both chocolate was very good. I liked grape. I liked orange. I have a trouble choosing. Classic bisexual.
We would always get the Tootsie Pops like when I would go to the doctor as a kid, like afterwards, after our like checkup, we would get a nice Tootsie Pop, and it was always really a nice little memory and that I have. Yeah. I just really love this commercial. It's just very nostalgic, reminds me of childhood, and I think it still holds up. It's like a little play kind of, like sort of like the hero's journey. He's going, I mean, that's a lot of these films we've been looking at. It's someone just like going on an adventure to find something. And this is no different. He wants to find an answer to something. He goes to different characters, and he finally gets to the last one. And maybe the answer is it doesn't matter how many licks it takes. It's just the
gotta enjoy the journey.
Enjoy the journey. Yeah.
And if you'd like to enjoy the journey yourself, you can go to Tootsie.com and download a certificate of achievement for the Clean Stick Award, which is a real thing.
Oh.
You can go on their website, you can print out a certificate that you have gotten down to the stick, which is just hilarious to me. So
all right. Hopefully, Big Tootsie, if you're listening, let us know if you we'll be the plug, or you can be the plug for us.
Oh yeah.
Stay licking.